This is where I usually begin. Miss Lockett. It reminds us of pretty much every mother in our community, definitely in our own families. 2 children, both college graduates, one with a master's degree and one with a bachelor's. College is difficult enough. Making it in life is difficult enough when you have all the resources at your fingertips. It's almost impossible when you don't. But when you can make a way out of no way, it should absolutely be celebrated. When you look at, and when you think of buildings, historically African American buildings and housing centers, they're almost always built as less than. Brookhill Village has more spirit, has more compassion and love and energy as anywhere else in the city. But as you can see with some of the demolition, the landscape changed. This is kind of what I saw when I first entered into the community. Some of the buildings were being demolished, and it's kind of at the right place at the right time. And this is what the exact same part of the real estate looks like today. But nothing has changed. Brookhill residents are doing everything they can with what they have, and this is why their voices deserve to be heard above the roar of demolition. Many of us can go home, regardless of where we're from, whether we're native Charlotteans or we've lived everywhere else in the world. This is where Devarius lives, or where he used to live, and it no longer exists. The title is called Going Home, or Home Instead, because this is where he used to live. And you can see the proximity from Uptown and to where Brookhill Village actually stands. Good neighbor. So this folk was like, Alvin, you know what? I know this probably doesn't look like much to you, but this is my community. This is my village. If something were to happen to me, and she pointed across the street, they would take care of me. And I'm like, who? She was like, right there. My neighbor's right there. They would take care of me. I don't want to have to leave. I shouldn't have to leave. I've been here for so many years, and I've been through so much here. I shouldn't have to leave. And I agree. I absolutely agree. She shouldn't have to leave. Who we have is Miss Antoinette, and it's Auntie Antoinette, because if you're part of our community, you know that you can't call a black woman by her first name. It's either Auntie or Miss. So her father left her a home in the Davidson community about 35 minutes away. So she no longer lives in Brookhill, but she's still very much a part of the community. My brother Van Anthony, or Two-Face. This is my first introduction into the actual village, into the community, into the inner workings of what was going on. I was walking down by the mailbox and I ran into Mr. Van Anthony. And I was like, hey brother, that's a beautiful child. He was like, your granddaughter. He said, man, this is my daughter. I'm like, okay, wow, well, I didn't know. And we just became really good friends after that. We spent countless days in and out. I was invited into their home. And what made it so amazing was that this is their lifestyle. He was able to break a lot of the stereotypes that you hear about black men in our community. He was taking care of his daughter. He was a sole provider. This was his apartment. It was in his name. He was paying the bills. And she turned 1 year old during the opening of the exhibition. And we gave her maybe the largest birthday party she's ever seen. She just turned 1. There were 1,000 people singing happy birthday to her. We had cake, and it was just a really beautiful time, man. I'm really glad that I was able to be a part of it. But step show, China doll, provider. You never know who you're going to meet if your heart is open. What does community mean to you? Is a question we ask, not just the city of Charlotte, but our patrons around the country. What does community mean to you? So individuals are invited to write down what community means to them, and we photograph it, and then we start over almost every day. But there's a place here. Community is a collective decision to live in harmony with others as you support collective prosperity. I like that. Community is showing up. I like that. Sharing experiences, resources, interpersonal relationships. These are all great ideas and quotes. And this is what community means to a lot of folks. What you see behind me is looking in the mirror. You know, and if you've never been inside Brookhill Village, you probably have no idea what you find there. But we wanted you to look inside the mirror and see yourself in the community. See yourself inside a part of the city on a typical day. There's personalities, they're swimming, they're playing football, reading books, play fighting, slapboxing. This is what we do in every single community in the city. Brookhill Village is no different. But we wanted you to place yourself in the community. And in the mirror is a reflection of yourself inside the community. I thought that was an important aspect. And it is. What you'll notice, or what you would have noticed about a year or two ago, prior to Welcome to Brookhill exhibition, why is this the narrative? If you were to type up Brookhill Village, everything you would have heard would have been negative. Demolition underway, at low-income apartments in South End, rundown South End housing, a center of high-stakes law firm from billionaires firm. Everything was negative. Everything was negative. Everything was negative. And then we asked our patrons, let us know your thoughts. Please post, or please use a post-it to leave a response. And these are recorded. These are archived, and it gives you an idea of how our community feels about the narrative. Politically supported systemic racism. Wow. Wow. That was big. Just if I didn't read another one, you know, that was big. But we need to definitely control our narrative. And it says, this will support the pen. That makes sense. Different set of images here. When you look at what's really happening, what's going on, we needed to have facts. We needed to have something that allowed you to see that there were numbers involved and not just photos. We didn't want this exhibition to just be an art wash. So when you're looking at mapping inequality in a residential security map, this is from 1935. And the additional aspect is from 1937. Well, what redlining is, these particular structures here pointed out in the city. This is where the Gantt Center is right now. This is where Brookhill Village is. This is where JCSU is. This is where Myers Park is. So the differences in the color structures is the pink or the red would be redlining. This is where the black folks were. The green, the more affluent neighborhoods, Dilworth, Myers Park. The yellow, third grade. The green, A, first grade. The D was fourth grade. That was some of the worst parts of the city where you could live in. They were the parts of the city that lacked resources, that lacked access. Just to give you an idea of what that means, verbatim. This is mapping inequality from 1937. It says detrimental influences in the area of Brookhill, inadequate transportation, at edge of city limits, city incinerator and Charlotte slaughterhouse located in the area. There was a lack of schools, churches, business community centers, there were no sewer, lights, or gas. In the to add insult to injury, the clarifying remarks are a portion of the area along Sherman Avenue contains a better grade of Negro properties, but a lack of conveniences has a tendency to keep the trend of desirability downward. This information was attained, you know, from 1937. We didn't make this up. This was copied word for word. This is exactly how mapping inequality was set up. It was really a discriminatory practice back in the day that allowed certain individuals to have and certain individuals to have not. But if you look at 6 out of the 10 bottom cities, Charlotte is 50 out of 50 for a reason. But as one of my favorite images, one of my favorite photos and families in the exhibition is this one. Sometimes you just connect. You know, sometimes people you've never met before, you become fast friends. And that's exactly what happened, not just with this family, but with this community. This work has meant more to me than almost anything I've ever done because it's changed. It wasn't just great work. It wasn't just amazing photos and powerful information and research. It's changed the lives of so many. There are approximately 140 families left in Brookhill. And what I mean by left, there are 140 families that still live in the community. Well, there's a proposal right now for 160 affordable housing units to be built. That means that those 140 families would have to move. That means that 160 families, which is 140 plus an additional 20, would have the ability to live where they live right now, just better. And that's really what all this was about. It was about enhancing the quality of life for so many. Oftentimes with not just gentrification, or urban redevelopment, things are made better for certain demographics of people. And certain individuals are left out. Other individuals are banished. We wanted, for the first time in a long time, to do something for a community and to shine a light on not just progress, but on the lack of. As an institution, it's important. As a city, as a community, it's important to do everything we can for everyone. You'll hear how we're going to pay for it. Well, we can find ways to do almost anything, but to take care of the people who allow our city to work, to allow our city to run. What we're going through right now is unprecedented. What's happening right now in Charlotte, what's happening right now in North Carolina, what's happening right now in the United States and the rest of the world has never happened before. And we're seeing who is the actual background. We're seeing who's the actual backbone of our communities, who's putting in all the work. The grocery store clerks, those who are stocking our shelves, public transportation, we look at first responders, we look at teachers, we look at all these individuals who aren't being paid what they're worth and how hard they're working right now. And I think we're going to have to restructure some of these pay structures. But Welcome to Brookhill was established in 1951. Not just the exhibition, because the exhibition was not, but Welcome to Brookhill was established in 1951. And this exhibition really speaks to that. Thank you.